eat my fast breaking meal. So those who know me from before, they've been keeping an eye on my channel, know that I fast 20 plus hours per day. And today I've been fasting for sure more than 20 hours, plus as much as 30. I do OMAD fasting. I've been doing OMAD fasting for at least 5 years now. And some days I do 2 MAD, about 365 days per year I do OMAD fasting. And now and then I do 2 MAD or more than 2 meals per day. Not as a lack of discipline, but because I like to. So the main thing is fasting at least 20 hours per day. And if I eat 2 times, sometimes it's not the main thing. The main thing is fasting. So I do OMAD fasting 20 plus hours per day. So I wake up, don't eat breakfast, don't eat lunch, don't eat afternoon. I eat 1 time per day towards the end of the day. And I've been doing, it's not a fluke like I've been doing for a week. I've been doing for 5 years consistently. 300 or 365 days per year. And on a rare occasion I do 2 MAD or even 3 or 4 MAD. But once again, fast 300 or 365 days per year, eat 1 time per day. And that's working great. According to my research, fasting can boost your human growth hormone by up to 2000%. Which is not one of these little matrix system decodes where fasting is something that sane people have been doing for a long time. Well, that escalated quickly. And I've had the spear in the bathtub from previous training. So, fasting boosts human growth hormone according to my research. And what else does fasting do? It can boost your spiritual growth if you're a Christian. Or you can learn how to control your sinful desires and urges, which can boost your spiritual growth. So a lot of guys are struggling, Christian men, with porn and lust. See, if I look at comment sections of Christian ministries, I'm struggling with porn lust. It's a common issue. I haven't watched porn for more than 6 months. I did 1 time. So I quit it 100%, like I quit drinking alcohol 100%. So, this person, Christian, starts fasting and gets consistent with it. And then he quits drinking alcohol 100% and watching porn 100%. Yeah, because fasting can help you to grow spiritually. Because if you're a Christian, the more you watch porn, is that help you grow as a Christian? Or is it doing the opposite of growing, like slowing you down, stagnating, slowing down your growth rate? The more time you spend sinning, the more you hurt your growth. See? So, as fasting boosts human growth hormone biologically, that's mirrored in the spiritual health of a man, the effects, where fasting can boost your spiritual growth as a Christian. See? This is my spear, and I did this myself. And it's a rugged spear. It's a rugged spear. I'm happy with this. And after finishing rejoicing in my labor, I shall both eat and drink and enjoy the days of my vanity, for that is my portion. And see, it's strong enough. See this, I made this. And that's a hard thruster. And that's not a hard one. Really hard ones. So I'm rejoicing both in the effect as a technique. I'm hitting it hard, and also I made this and it's not breaking. See, this is a good spear. I made it myself. Let's give it another one. One more reggae for really explain the product here. Each sort of camera is made by our weaponsmith, Mike SAHA. It's sharp and functional. It can be used to stab a tire. Okay, and then now here's another thing.
It's like I can see why the Raiders in Fallout were like tires for the armor. So it's just a video game where the Raiders have tire armor. And it's like they have like a tire cut up and they have it on their shoulders as part of the armor. I can see why they use tires as for the armor. Because I just try to step through there and it's not getting through. So. And how did I do this? It's a broomstick attached securely to a knife. A tilt knife. This is custom jimping too. So I made that just with a file. Okay. It's called jimping. This is hard head stainless steel. So this is going back here. This is the hole of holders here. This is where only the piece tooth can enter after having been purified. Yeah. So I'm gonna have to clear this. I still have stuff that are dumped in here. So part of the decontamination procedures a lot of times is dumping stuff in the tub. I have added some mercury perfume, and if I go out to the supermarket where I am, there's gonna be Allergens perfume get on my clothes. So part of my standard post-homecoming operating procedures is taking off at the very least the top layer of clothing, and I wear several layers. Throw them in the bathtub, or if the washing machine is not occupied by laundry needing to be hung up to dry, just right away in the washing machine. And then I get a head hold the shower after that. It means I lean on the bathtub and shower like this. Here, this is cilantro. And it has a strong smell to it. Okay, I put that here. I don't know what will happen if I leave it there and water it, if it will go into like a cilantro tree or something like this. I'm not an expert botanist. So we're gonna get to clearing this here. I'm gonna need one of these multi-use bags. They cost $2 in the supermarket, but I've ended up investing in them a few times. Okay. Speak of perfume, it's this super strong smell of perfume coming in from the stairwell. And I don't know if they run the washing machine and having so much softener, or if it's the gangstalks in the neighborhood got sent to spray perfume outside my door to pull into my door, something like this. I'm not probably told gangstalking. And one of the ways I've been told is they probably will use perfume as a chemical weapon because I'm allergic to it. So they will use perfume to fuck with me physically. So I won't be surprised if they have somebody going and somehow like spray perfume, you know, to have it pulled into my apartment. So I'm gonna open this door, this window to create a backdraft and try to get the air to go that way. I mean, it's a super strong smell of perfume here. What brings to my next topic while I'm at it, I'm not talking video talk with gangstalking or talking video. What is gangstalking? It's a persecution program that I'm talking with. That recruits people to target me. Stalking, harassment, covert abuse. And I've been taught more than I get to with this. If you're writing all things in the chat, you gotta get more. So learn that quickly. Part of gangstalking is cyberstalking. People get paid to show up in my chat and attack me. Cyberstalk is part of gangstalking. And then you have the mill toxic people on the internet that are looking to harass people. Or you're having a shit. Well, what a mature comment, okay? What about thanks for that? They call the input on the stream. Don't take drug, kids. I don't take drugs. Bro, get a job, says Psychopath John. I have a job. What's the hair doing? No person will take you seriously. I guess if I was showing my t-shirt spear. No person will take you seriously with that tiny knife. You're being silly. It's like I'm not perception centered. I'm reality centered. So it's like the point of the spear is being able to hurt people and be dangerous with it. And if it looks badass or not, it's not the main thing. Understand? Is it a weapon that is an effective weapon that will effectively and hurt people with if I need to as a defense weapon? Yeah. And then if it looks dangerous or not, the issue is it a dangerous weapon? Is the point. So here's another small blade that could really mess somebody up. And this is actually smaller than the one that I had on the spear. And this could really hurt somebody. For example, here's my neck. The carotid artery is not deep under here. It's a windpipe. So I'm not gonna take too many chances. So we'll just do it with the sheet on. So if you would stab somebody in the side of the neck, you get about this deep. That's the point too. You can get more penetration because you compress the tissues as you're stabbing it. So it's not just as simple as the length of blade is the depth of penetration limit. You can get further. So if you stab with force here and it's in here, the neck can be compressed and it can actually come out the other side. Do you understand? So you can get more penetration in the length of blade. So I'm not too concerned about that. And somebody's writing that you need drugs. Why don't you go up? Like, why you act like little silly idiots? You say, oh, he's a person producing quality content. And promoting a disciplined lifestyle that's conducive to health, fitness improvement, and sharing gold nuggets of wisdom and things like this. It's like, I'm just going to show up poo-pooing in chat and being a silly goofball that never had a profound thought in my life as a low IQ. I don't bring anything to the table about just harassing people or calling people to do their work. Like, wow. It's like you should feel like a loser as you live like that. Really. So, I'm going to talk about gangstalking. And there was a bizarre amount of perfume, strong level of perfume coming through the door from the stairwell. I would not be surprised if the program sent a gangstalker in the apartment complex or in the neighborhood, somebody to like spray perfume on my door when I was taking a shit or something like this. Or spray it in the stairwell. They actually, so if right now if it was or not, the program has before certainly used perfume to target me physically because I'm allergic to it. You know, I'm allergic to perfume and they use it intermittently to target me physically. Okay, which is chemical warfare. So I might have to figure out a way how to move from this. Okay. This might get the call. It's like it's too bad for my health. And it's like the perfume. I'm not whining, but it's like a lot of times if I'm getting exposed to perfume, that creates like a manic state where I can't relax and can't sleep for a long time. And it gives me new information which I don't have a problem with. which leads to going nuts more likely. Meaning it's not a joke. I mean, if I get exposed to allergens, it has some very intense effects on me by experience and research. So I might have to figure out a way how to move to a place where it's harder to get perfume into my home, and I can possibly try to figure out a way to move to a place they have a security door and make the soundproof, and then they will also help to keep things from coming through the door. Or maybe get upgrade my security system and have better surveillance outside the door to make it hard for them to spray chemicals. Before Chuck Lederberg got murdered by a cold, he started talking about physical calling. They'd be getting like gases, chemicals into his apartment and things like this. So, I still have some work left to do. And this is what I was coming for. Yeah, so this I got for Valentine's Day. And it didn't dematerialize after Valentine's Day was over. Okay. Live stream before it's over, I'm intending to have both cooked and eaten for my fast breaking meal. After 20 plus hours of fasting. And it works for start. Work for start. I came down with a cold about 7 days ago. And I think after maybe 4 days of noticing I had a cold, I came down with a mouth sore. Woke up with a mouth sore. And getting a little cold. What preceded me getting sick, which is rare. For years, it's like I don't get sick like a lot of people do. I'll come down with colds or the flu. But I haven't been getting sick. It's like I got sick not having taken vitamin D for a few days, less vitamin C, and then like a month of not taking probiotics like I used to. The D3 supplements I have has one shade of probiotics. So, vitamin deficient, have a stressful day going outside, and then sweating in the supermarket and having a scarf, and then come out in the cold winter and it rapidly cools your neck. So this, you can get a chest cold. This happened a few times, like in the winter, for example. And I fall asleep kind of like overdressed and like sweating during the night, and then it gets like super cold around 5 p.m. like this. And your chest is cold, it's wet, like if your clothes are wet, and it gets super cold in the room, and then rapidly cools your body. Your body temperature cools rapidly, and that leads to come out with a cold sometimes. But then that's a chest cold, and I got, you could call it neck cold, because I had a scarf around my neck, which is like perfectly great for being outside, walking around. But going inside of the supermarket and shopping, walk around shopping, sweating, and then go outside again, and you have wet garment, fabric on your neck, rapidly cools it. Then I started coughing, got a cold, and I think it's been 7 days now. Being sick with a cold. And I'd say the last 18-24 hours, it's like, I feel like I'm almost over the cold. And the mouth sore, I was busting up 2-3 days ago. Looks like it's receding. So, I would recommend people use the fluoridated system mouthwash. A distinction feature is like most commercial mouthwash has fluoride, also have ethanol, some kind of alcohol in it, and this and that. I don't recommend that. What I use is salt. Just plain old salt water. Some boiled water. Put about a heaping teaspoon of salt. This is a liter bottle. Glass, obviously, if it was plastic enough. Boil water and pour up in this. This is salt water. I use it most for both for mouthwash and nasal use purposes. Mike's has special elbow. There's certain elbow I like. I don't see sort of more Thai fights all the time, but it's like a 12-6 elbow. Typically, people's elbows are like this or like this. I like this one elbow. It's almost like my overhand right, where it's coming like almost like 12-6. See, so it's see kind of like this at this angle. See, 12-6, like 13-5. To 7 rather. I'm not gonna do too much intense stuff here. I got other things to do. Conserve range a little bit. Somebody wrote that they need drugs. I don't need drugs. Okay, I'm a Christian, so I've had joy, peace, and happiness despite being persecuted and having all these afflictions going on. Despite that, I have joy, peace, and happiness sometimes. So I don't need to get drunk or use drugs or watch internet porn or eat sugar, which is similar to cocaine, to have some semblance of a positive feeling. I'm a target of a secret porn called gangstalking. I've been caught for more than a decade. And it's not fun and games, but despite this tournament, I'm able to accomplish this. And despite being persecuted, I stayed with the six-pack in the 20s. In a great shape. Strong fitness medic. If you think someone going to this get sick and tired, it's like average Christian pastor or Christian can be out of shape and sick and low energy and stuff. And not being persecuted by Satan's work to attack them with chemicals and poison the food and harass them 24/7 while being isolated and things like this. And it's like they didn't need somebody to work with the fact they stole the Christian rob them the masculine and make like a low testosterone, high estrogen grandma like Underwood, stuff like this. So he just did a good job of that himself. And me, despite the deep state work to weaken the psychological physics, I've been growing and improving psychologically. Cure myself from panic attacks while the persecution is going on. Okay. I used to be depressed and on antidepressants. After many years of being on, I got off it. Not depressed. I've improved mentally and physically. And even it's like, people might go, oh, but Mike, I don't get depressed. It's like getting a six-pack, rip with a six-pack, and keeping it until 36 years old, that's a great success. Just if I keep the same physique that I have, just even like one more year is a great success, I understand. Just staying in shape is a great success. Now if you scream, just look away because I gotta clean my nose in salt water. There you go. I like the strength. I keep extra strong. I've started getting back into the old groove of stretching. So in my early 20s, I'd be like a calisthenics freak doing push-ups and stuff. And I'd be also like doing a lot of stretching and like chiro. Now I still do like the chiro, but I haven't do stretching as much as like a regular routine as I used to when I was younger. Now I can still kick to the head level with dummy that's taller than me. It's like I can be double and taller now. Okay. Because I have a martial art dummy above in the living room. And depending on how you said it, it's gonna be maybe this tall. And I can still like kick it with my toes like this. And I have been doing like stretches to get limb. I just like so understand. And I guess some people they don't have that for some reason they can't kick high. And they have to do stretches and stuff for a while till they can kick to the head. Maybe some people they don't have like an athletic background. They would have to do stretches for like 3 months or something like this, some kind of regular routine to be able to kick to the head like that. But I haven't really been doing stretches where I can touch to the head. Now, it'd be better if I got even more. Meaning I can, it's like I can, from here I can touch the left foot to the head, poking, and the right. But I can feel that it's almost like I'm struggling with it. So I can feel it'd be easier to hit, land those kicks if I get even more limber. And
they call. Yeah, okay. Improvising, adapting, overcoming, being this war. And I understand, it's like, if I talk about, I'm a Christian in a war, a warrior, it sounds like self-awareness and like understanding human psychology, how that people perceive things, like the average person. It sounds like a guy stroked his ego, like, yeah, so I want to sound like a tough guy. I'd like to fashion myself a warrior in war, so you say, yeah, I'm a warrior in a war. But I'm a Christian, called with a persecution for called gangstalking. And it's psychological warfare, chemical warfare, and it's a full spectrum of mental, physical health, and everything. And it's like being a person part of this. I have to get and stay good at improvising that, overcoming, and also work to relieve the oppressed. The oppressed will be better. I think it's a special forces they use as a model. And if that overcome might be other degrees or something like this. But here's another thing that's unpopular, see. Edward P.F. eat your heart out, okay? I'm sorry, they can't do it. Whatever, somebody else is doing the job, so you don't have to do it. That's the point. Oh. So here's the thing. Okay, so eat yourself up from the inside. Oh, it's all been done. Forget, never mind. So that's the point. Oh, yeah, there's a guy who I really had beef with him because he's a Christian Bible teacher, and when he heard my testimony, that's truthful. I'm a Christian being persecuted, toward seeking persecution called gangstalking in Sweden. He didn't use his platform to go like, hey, this guy. He didn't go like claims to be persecuted, so why don't you like say some prayers for him or something like this? No, he helps the satanic deep state persecute a Christian brother with his protest work to murder me and attack my body, temple of the Holy Ghost, and work to destroy my life and everything. This wicked like Stasi Nazi-esque persecution program. So you're like a guy who would end up helping the Nazis in World War II with this persecution program. If you're watching this. Now he's busy finding something, but here's the point. But here's the thing. He makes a video after this. We say, I'm a target here talking with gangstalking, seeking persecution. So, yeah, this guy might not. Anybody claim this special target guy, they're crazy. Stay away from them, okay? And it's like, I know psychology. Gangstalking is narcissistic abuse. So what do narcissists do if they want to destroy a person, get away with murdering them, succeed in breaking down their body, their health? It's like we need them discredited and isolated, which means we need like other Christians to shun them and stay away from them, to be able to get away with murdering and destroying their life and everything. And we need people not to believe them if they speak the truth, because people being bloody murdered, even if it's in slow motion, end up crying bloody murder sooner or later. Okay. So it's like, oh, thanks, Ed, Christian Bible teacher, for making a video about this persecuted Christian. Okay. He will work into that murder and destroy his life, being persecuted like Christian men of old. And what do? Help them. This guy's crazy. Anybody claim this special on earth, they're crazy, stay away from them. Okay. What a piece of shit, honestly. What a piece of shit. Now, apparently me being isolated hasn't made me die. Nevertheless, the Lord stood with me at my first charge. No man stood with me. Demas has forsaken me, have allowed his present world. Okay. You love the life of the system. This is not going on. That's what the system tells you. The world is not that bad. It seems like this corrupt. The politics is really complicated. Deep state popular like myself told me. And all this other things tell me. It's like Demas has forsaken me, love his present world. Bring out to me the parchments and the corpus and like the Torah. This guy like the Torah sick. Bring out the parchment, especially the parchment in the books or something like this. But it's a okay. Hey, I'd like to get on your jogging path to make up for your deeds, and you take a hike, and you go running here to Sweden, and you bring the parchments and the commentary books, especially the commentary books, the King James Bible, and we come here and we have like a King James Bible teacher. I teach you how to read, understand? I'm up the phone with the Bible teaching. I tell them the boxing, I love it, understand? It's like, the guy, we think he's a trained boxer. It used to be somewhat a tough guy crossing it. At least in his mind when he was younger. Before there's like crayfish and stuff eating in the life pretty much is what he finds out there. So by his support. So it's like the June bug, okay? He got hit with the June bug. Like he got hit with June bug, and I did be the guy allowed caused that to happen. And or he got hit with the June bug, okay? Like a scorpion, not a scorpion, but like a June bug, okay? He got hit with the June, okay? So that's the point. I was born in June, by the way. I was born in June. I had, you know, so his support. Yeah, so Ed, Rip, okay, get right, Nick, okay, get right, okay, Rip, okay, yeah, I believe that he could have came back. God let him come back, and it's like his health problems went back a little bit. And they had like a moment of time where they had like a second wind for like 2 months, or was upward a little bit. And then he gets knocked out. So God, he had the opportunity to make good for his old evil sins in his videos. Like aided the persecution of Christian brother. Okay. And he didn't do that, and then that ends up destroying his health, and he doesn't even have the energy, so sick and tired to get on camera and talk for 3 minutes. I reckon. So it didn't have to be like that. Okay. I bet Ed could have done some good stuff if he hadn't been so wicked. So I know that if the Deep Zero come to me and be like, hey, can you make a video helping us to destroy this guy's Ed's side, he's being persecuted by Satanists. Oh, well, yeah, sure, no. Okay. But if God allows to get health problems, it's like, yeah, I'm not crying about it. I'm not crying if this would be. Okay, if anything. So that's the point. Yeah, don't cry for me, Argentina. The truth is I never loved you. Okay. I don't know. Okay. I love you. Nah. Wow, that's a great YouTube channel you got, Ed. Go meet the poop ball. Okay, yeah. I know if you know the dog. Okay. It's a great channel. It's like, I got in the real mood right there. And it's like, I want this to serve, I got beef for a specific dog. I think he's crawling on me. And I was doing like this pre-fight trash talk. I gotta have his ass. It's like, if this guy comes after, I'm gonna do this. This is a specific dog. I feel like he might be out to get me. Okay, so that's the point. Speaking of mental illness, there used to be a guy, I think it was Richard Ramirez, or somebody else, like a serial killer. And then when it said he gets caught after killing people, his story was there's like the neighbor's Rottweiler had been like secretly sending codes to him that it's like you need to stop killing people. What the fuck is okay? Understand? It was somebody who was like a serial killer for this. And his story really fast. I was like, yeah, that when he started killing people, he said he started with like the neighbor's Rottweiler communicating with telepathy. And it's like he started getting me, he's like, I need to kill people, he said, or something like this. And he goes and starts killing people. Okay? He's like, what did he do? He's like, he arrested Rottweilers, he got to prison. He was the mastermind of the operation, by the sounds of it. Like, did he throw the Rottweiler prison too? It's like, what did he do? It's like, he's got to show up, he's got to either be like, investigators, like, how do you question a dog, understand? Meaning, I'm not counting the fact he was innocent, like, there could be some truth to it. Okay. Yeah, anyway, so here's the point. I'm gonna have a real serious meal. Okay, real serious meal. gonna have to redirect the flow of air a little bit, which the big part was spend time doing. Control the airflow. It's like an air traffic control operator that directs the winds and make sure that everything is flowing in the right direction. Okay, so it can be a need to adjust it. Yeah, so let's see how we cook up. As always, since we talked about health, fitness, and all kinds of other stuff, run everything by a licensed physician, medical doctor. If I talk about supplements, health fitness, you run it by a doctor. I like to use coriander in cooking in conjunction with chlorella and spirulina. I take the chlorella and spirulina after finishing eating and I put the coriander in the food. And the coriander helps to detox my body. Yeah, getting a wife has helped me out a lot, all kinds of ways. It's sort of jokes that ought not to be made, but I almost pulled the trigger on. So it's important. No matter how funny they might be. So it's the same. Yeah, so getting a wife has helped me out a lot. Pray to God, find a wife, help me find a wife. I pray to God, help me find a wife who's a Christian when we meet already, or ends up become one after we meet, basically. And I meet and she shows some interest in this Bible and begin to teach up to her the truth, the words of truth, the scriptures. And slowly over time, she starts getting it and she gets the point. She trusts God to get saved, which means there's not a win on the sale, not a soul. So I thought about this. The Lord can give and take away. Okay, so there's a lot of things that being a Christian, being persecuted, just a human, that I've lost, I said. And there's a lot of things that you can do. There's really no guarantee you can get it. As a Christian, you'd be crazy. No matter, like, you've been saved 30 years and growing and stuff like this, you can't be like, I know that I can never lose this car, this house, or my health, or something like this. It's not, God doesn't promise that, like, His promise is not part of it. Like, one thing His promise is going to end up in heaven for a Christian. But God doesn't promise there's like you won't suffer loss in this life. You'll have a hardship, okay? So there's a lot of things that you can lose in this life. Health, money, material possessions, your salary, all kinds of stuff. But something you can't lose your salvation one. And you can't, souls that you want to the Lord, that's something Satan can't take from you. So this is Satan's whole system, and Satan can work to rob, kill, steal, destroy. The thief come not to kill, to steal, to destroy. I come to my head life and more abundantly. Bible says, John 10:10. So there's things that can be taken from you, there's other things that can't. How's it going, Mike? Have you spoken to that American guy recently? What American guy? There's several American guys. There's several American guys. It's not like there's only one American guy that I talked on YouTube. Somebody would glory to Ukraine in the chat. Wow, that's so, what a burn. Bro, your mom called, she said get out of her house and get a effing job and fire your barber. Wow, it's like, what a burn. You speak like a 12-year-old. Like in this schoolyard, like the sandbox in kindergarten or something like this. It's like almost at that level. It's like your burns are like, your roast like an 8-year-old, so you learn how to cut from a big burn or something like this. Okay. It's like now you think like a wizard of roast or something like this. They learn how to like, it's like the insult. It's like your mama jokes and get a job and what else was it? And fire your barber, okay. Well, then you seem to think highly of me if you think like I'm Trump or something. It's like I have a hairdresser that's like in my employ. You understand? Like if I can fire him, meaning typically people are not like rich. It's like they go to a certain place, a hairdresser, like go up and be like, hey guy, and then they sit down in a chair and get a haircut. And it's few people that have like a personal assistant, understand? It's like, yeah, it's like fire your barber. It's like, yeah, I have a barber that's on my payroll, and he gets paid every month, and so he can get fired. So you must think highly of me if you think that I have a barber that I can fire, understand? So this is my haircut, and I really like it. This is a really good haircut. It was even better
Symbolically was even better a few days ago. Aesthetically, it's a little bit better now. So a lot of people don't understand is it's like a lot of people are trolling and attacking me in my chat and act like this. The people are insecure. They might think like protecting nature of the meal cannot assume this like since they low self-esteem, it's like they might think it's like, oh, if I talk about Mike's looks and say his haircut is ugly or something, it's like that they think I'm gonna be self-conscious and I cry or somebody, so feel bad about myself because somebody's saying something bad. It's like you shouldn't overestimate the power of your words. Yeah, so if you're a Christian, I could recommend getting into fasting. Some kind of fasting. And if you can learn to control what you're eating, that can help you to learn to control other things. And you can learn how to control your lust, your hunger feelings, and not act on them when you feel hungry. And learn how to master yourself in that way. That can help you to overcome other things like lust, feelings of lust. And if you can master feelings of hunger and control them and not have like I feel hunger to end up eating. Now you can be a person after that become a person that can fast and see off the hunger feelings. That can feel horny like watching porn, and you don't. So I tested that spear, stabbed the tires, and both the spear was proven to be strong in the tires. I'm not joking. I've had those tires as like a martial arts training thing, and it's happened to myself. So it might not be the game. Used to these raiders, like a faction in Poland, and they will wear tires, like pieces of tires, as armor. Like half a tire on one shoulder, half a tire on the other one. If I give it, yeah, I can see why. Looks like it's charging slow. What is that haircut? I'm not your bro. And the hair, you could call it the fire attack or the Mike's special, or if I want to name it. You could call it the fire or something. It looks similar to some monkey cuts. Yeah, so after I was done having fun with that hater comment, he got blocked. What are they up to? Self-evident. So when you were writing, I was still on camera, I'm pretty sure. Which means you don't have to ask questions, you can just look and see what's going on in the stream and listen. So you don't run this stream. A lot of people are trying to feel like they have control on stuff, and you don't run the stream, understand?
I control the stream. Somebody wrote, Free Iran, Free Ireland, Kurdistan, Long Live Israel, Go to Ukraine. This person is celebrating all kinds of countries in here. They said pick a country. Okay. They said how many countries can you support at one time? So Iran and Israel at the same time. Looks interesting. Free Iran. I didn't know if they were in prison or something. This what's going on. Free Ireland. Kurdistan. Long live Israel. Yeah, so you don't have to be saying long live Israel because God's promises don't fail. And God has certain prophecies regarding Israel that are going to come to pass, no matter what. So God doesn't need like your help to be like, long live Israel, if it has some kind of supernatural effect or something like this. You saying those words. Now I live in Sweden. And Sweden has sent a lot of money to support the Ukrainians since the start of war. The haircut costed $2. I'm scrolling up in the chat. That's incorrect. It costed $0. The trimmer cost maybe $2 off a trimmer. And it's about a third of the price. Well, maybe it's a fifth of the price of a trim on Amazon. And you get like half on a haircut if you try to get a haircut with it. So. He needs mental help on a haircut. If you knew who it was that spoke out there, you'll be asking him for help with your mental health. He forgot to shave the sides. That's incorrect. He did not forget to shave the sides. A lot of people to mock me, make fun of me, and troll on the chat. People get blocked. So I wrote, pretty sure this is John Wick. Based off what I've been doing this live stream, there's really nothing that I would say it's like it's John Wick-esque. Okay, you ain't seen nothing. You should go look at my past training scenes. You want to see something that's closer to that type of stuff. And there's a lot of martial arts and all kinds of different, all kinds of movement and martial arts and training with weapons and without. Somewhere about, are you having a SHIT? No. If I was, I would be on YouTube. Don't take drugs, kids. Subtle insinuation I'm doing drugs. I don't do drugs to get blocked. Somewhere wrote, does the spirit come with sound effects? Depends. There's a way that you can spin it around fast enough to make like a swooshing sound in there. But other than that, it's like a lot of people that give themselves away, they don't understand fighting. It's like if they see me exercising, go it's like exhale with attacks. It's like that's like basics where a lot of people rookie mistakes is tensing up and like kind of like holding their breath and not breathing right as they're throwing strikes and stuff, and they gas out quick as a result. So exhaling with the attacks, there can be noises and sounds. It's like so it's like people don't understand fighting. And give yourself away, somebody has never trained fighting. See, you haven't trained fighting because you would know about this. If you've been training fighting, you would be asked about the sound effects. It's like you maybe seen boxing matches where you just see people training or doing martial arts on camera. and it's like a crowd noise. You don't hear the exhale sound from the guys in the cage. So or something like this. Whatever, people have different sounds to make as they're attacking. So that's it's a dead giveaway. You don't know about fighting. Yeah, so a lot of guys get jealous of men like me. I'm ripped with a six-pack, super athletic, and it's like they're losers. They're mediocre losers, low testosterone, low IQ men, Celtic men, and they're just wasting their life. I'm here producing content, I'm getting views, I'm growing my social media, I'm teaching things, and I'm extraordinary in that ways. It's like you're nameless, faceless cowards just watch my videos and attack me in the chat. And most of you are porn addicts. You'll say porn addicts. It's not a week that goes by I don't watch porn. And sugar addicts, which is why you can't fast, because if you try like skipping meals, you start feeling so hungry you can't do it. Instead of trolling, you should be here looking to learn, and there's a lot of things you could learn here. But you're wasting your chance by writing idiot comments and you get lost. We could have at least a chance to get an answer question. A question answer. Or to answer question. Depending on what mood I'm in. Hold on battery time. 7%. The charge is slowly connection. So let's see what I pick up today. My wife was cooking for her dogs before. So these dogs, they eat rice apparently. So what would that be? They're not strict carnivores that only eat meat, they eat rice. Maybe we could send the dogs on to vegan days for the week and they can hook them up on voice injections and have them eating like beans and have like a training camp where they come back and look like all sorts of or something like that. Speak of vegan gains, I've been able to tune into one of his streams for a while. I don't know what's going on with him. I'm not tired of video living in Sweden. I'm tired of with a secret prescription called gangstalking. I made some videos decoding horror movies. That's one of the things that make me dangerous, my ability to see the truth in this matrix system, decode, and show other people the truth in plain view. Glory to God. I don't remember if I turned off the stream in the living room if it's still running. It'd be pretty dead air right now if it's still running. Now, I don't sweat the small stuff.
hoppas jag går live, this lead livestream running. So, in other news, there was a news story. I opened up Facebook, and there's, I don't know if it's Express or Aftonbladet, but this one is Swedish newspapers. They also have social media accounts. They upload shorts, reels, with short updates on news stories. There was a news story that a Swedish man had murdered a man, killed a man with a karate chop, allegedly in Thailand, and been arrested by Thai police. And that perked my interest, because it's like, what does that mean? Okay, I didn't look into it yet. Because he killed him with a karate chop, hit him in the head with a karate chop. This story said. So if I hear karate chop, I'm thinking like Steven Seagal movies and like kung fu movies and stuff. Which like rather than punching like this in some movies and stuff, they just chop it like this with the hand, like this. See, and in the head, it's like it'd be more dangerous to punch with the knuckles to inside the head than to hit like this, okay? And more likely to hurt your hand hitting to the side of the head. So I don't know if it's that they might be imprecise in several ways. So it possibly like it was a normal punch, like a haymaker, but they call it a karate chop or something like this for some reason. Okay. Or I could see how a karate chop could be fatal to the neck, like a skull. You understand? That's one of the ways I could see. So what does a karate chop mean? Is it this thing? Okay. I could see that it could kill you. Possibly if it lands to the throat and it causes damage to like breathing pipe. You end up choking somehow or something like this. But it's like to the head, if this is the karate chop, I don't really see how that could play out. So maybe I'll look into it and I can update you on that. Thailand is not a place I want to spend in prison. It's one of the prisons there. Meaning they don't have the amenities that the Nordic prisons have. So I saw a documentary where they had a American prison guard or somebody like lieutenant or somebody working in the American prison system go on a visit to a Swedish prison. Okay. And they gave him a guided tour. And he's like taken aback by how harsh it is to say what they have themselves. It's like they don't have to share cells. And it's more like live like monkeys in the sea, where it's some part of the world. Okay. Maybe I make a prison, but here's another thing. I do think that it's maybe I should get into like law or something, it actually becomes like a legal professional practice of human rights. I made a video getting political where I was speaking against forceful medication, which happens in Swedish psych wards. People are forcibly medicated, and I believe that's evil, and they should find a way to stop it. Nobody should be forcibly medicated. Nobody should be forcibly medicated. Okay. And why do I say that? Well, because if I would go take a common big pharma drug, that maybe it's like Lexapro or lithium or whatever, and Google the name of the big pharma drug, side effects, okay? It's not going to be like alexjones.com I have to go to. It's going to be probably the official sources that can lead to this damage to this organ or brain damage or something like this. And in Sweden, what it says on the insert, it might be the same in America, but it's like when they declare the risk of side effects, anything you buy, if you take ibuprofen, antihistamines, you like the lightest big pharma drugs, like all the kind of stuff. They come with an insert, you can go 1 in 10,000 people
It's like 1 in 10,000 people have this side effect from this medication. 1 in 1,000, 1 in 100. I think it is. So they give like a statistical probability. It's like 1 in 100 people that take this have this side effect. 1 in 1,000, 1 in 10,000. So my argument is I consider that to be extremely wrong, and nobody should be forced to medicate it. And especially now when there are safe and equally effective alternatives in this world. You can Google Abraham Hoffer schizophrenia, for example. You can Google Abraham Hoffer schizophrenia. Now this is for the matrix system. It's like there's certain things being covered up and not talked about. So what's another thing? Yeah, the prison system in America. I don't have to go to American prison. I've seen enough like documentaries and really like documentaries of this prison. So apparently American prisons so that they share cells, so they have 2 people in the same cell. That's also good. That's really strange. I consider that to be a human rights abuse too, where it's like imagine if you come into prison and you're like a pussy pencil push you for financial crimes or something like this, and you have to share a jail cell with a guy who's like murdered 3 people or something like this. Understand? And it's like he's an antisocial psychopath, and you have to live with him and sleep in the same room with him and things like this. It's just a strange thing. And then people are crazy with, well, what did you do the crime? It's like, well, okay. So just because you're guilty of a crime, where do you draw the line? Well, basically, we can maybe torture them, that you just like as bad of a time as possible for this conviction of a crime. Okay, where do you draw the line of like how uncomfortable we make it for them? Okay, so in Sweden, at least, the prisons, they're not designed to be torturous. They don't design the prisons to be as like sucky of a time as possible. The punishment is your loss of freedom, understand? The punishment is your loss of freedom. And to protect society if you're like antisocial and that dangerous for people. And if your punishment is you lose your freedom. Okay? So, no, it's not that the prison is like, yeah, I have them have it miserable because they're punished. It's like the punishment is you're losing your freedom. So if you're in prison, obviously, I mean, if you're locked into a hotel room, even if it's a hotel room, but you're not allowed to leave. You have to stay there all the day, every day. Just loss of freedom. It's like normally you're like, oh, I'd like to take a walk outside. You can't. I like to, you can't. It's like you're confined to this place. You just have to stay there and you don't have the freedom to do things. So, anyway, I went to a psych ward. And, that wasn't really fun either. Now everything's different for tolerant widows because you're risking being murdered and tolerant in the psych wards in institution. Being a tolerant institutionalized is not the same as not being tolerant institutionalized. You have to count the fact that people will be tolerant, if not initially, then eventually. Okay. So now, it's like my review of the psych ward is, first of all, it's like, well, after this bullshit, it's like, okay, I didn't have to be in there. There's other people should be put in a cage. The people work to drive me nuts and they're succeeding in it. Basically. The people have to push me on the bench. And I start freaking out and acting out like they go nuts. Oh, they put me there. No, those people need to be in a cage. The people that they work to talk with persecution policy anymore. And it boils down to me being a persecuted Christian and being put in a psych ward by the state because I speak out about tyranny and tolerable. Anyway, but what was it like in there? Well, it wasn't, I would say it was horrible. It's like I might have been expecting it worse. But I was able to have some peace in there despite it being a bad environment. I don't know. I preach the gospel to one person here. I'm not gonna tell you what it is, but I just kind of figure out a way to shoehorn the gospel into small talk. And not really push it for, hey, come on, sir, get saved right now. It's just making small talk. It's like, I'm a Christian, and you get saved by trusting Jesus and this kind of stuff. Understand? But it's like, you could kind of share the gospel while making small talk. Okay? So anyways, the point. Yeah, something that I didn't like is they don't let you lock your door at night, which I don't like sleeping with door open at psych ward with people that are in their psych patients. So I don't feel comfortable sleeping in a room where there's a corridor with other people's doors with psych patients, and my door is not locked and closed. Okay, so that I really like that. When I go to bed and it's like there's a door and I close it and it's open and stuff. So it's like you couldn't lock the door. Okay. So that you're sleeping in it's a corridor with other cells or like rooms like mine. And my door is open, which is like you're sleeping in a place where you can't lock the door in a psych patient. So if I could like get out in the hallway, but it needs other people to out in the hallway. So it's like it's not really like conducive to relaxation. Because it's not every person in there is there on like those reasons. There might be some people in the psych ward that are there because they hurt themselves or somebody else. And it's like they might see you think you're a demon or something. It's sort of sad. So it's like you never know. So okay. So it's like yeah, I didn't like that. I would like if you could have like a bar and like if you could lock the door from the inside. And if you could have like some kind of can or something, I think you aim at the door. Okay? Where you have your own can in the room with that gunpowder. And you can have it so it's the barbarian horde comes to the shop. And it's like, it's great shop. It's like just blast them off. It's like, okay. And it's like just say that, yeah, sort of stuff. You know, whatever, but like that's, unfortunately, don't let you have your own cannon in the psych ward. Like a Napoleon, like a full-on like cannon on itself. Okay? So it's like, if I could be petition the government, it's like, I think you should change like the system how the psych ward is. It's like, give the inmates your own cannon and for real defense. They could just stand the room. Okay? In case people come. Yeah. Other than that, it's like, I didn't really have any problems. Okay. It's like if you're in a psych ward, you might be thinking it's like you have to look around a bit because you never know what's going to happen. There wasn't any, I didn't have to fight anybody. There's no inmates like to jump in and I had to fight or something. And I wasn't like a violent person. The staff didn't worry about me. Very low maintenance. I'm just sitting and like, take it easy and relax and pray to God and read the newspaper. And, okay. So it's like I wanted. And yeah, I also think that it was wise to have a smoking room there. That's more. Okay, they had a smoking room, like a room where this door you can go in there and smoke. Like they don't provide the cigarettes, you have to figure out a way to get stuff there. Like if somebody comes with a visitor and makes a pack of cigarettes or something like this. Or if you're lucky enough to have a pack watch, just get a meter. Which is smart. Why? Because if you have a psych ward where people come because the cops pick them up or whatever, and they have a mental health crisis, somebody could have psychosis, schizophrenia, or some bipolar episode, and people are already like losing their mind possibly. And if they're a person with mental health problems, they're already like struggling to keep it together. And then you add nicotine withdrawal on top of it. Like if they're a smoker who's a schizophrenic and they're already like stressed, and then as they come into psych ward, and then they start getting nicotine withdrawal in the psych ward. It's like that is enough to drive a sane person crazy if you get nicotine withdrawal. If a person is smoking, but they smoke for years and years and years, they smoke a pack a day normally, get put in a psych ward and they don't get the smoke, it's like just the withdrawal stress can be enough to like make a sane person feel like they're going nuts or like go half insane. Okay, so I don't think they're doing that simply to be like kind to the patients. They might be easier to manage the psych patients if they're not going nuts from withdrawal on top of whatever else to deal with, if anything. So yeah, it's like a win-win. See, it's like people go to the psych ward. It might not be that fun to be locked in the psych ward, but at least you don't have to deal with nicotine withdrawal at the same time necessarily. And also for, I guess, the inmate, the psych ward, it'd be less work. They'd be like more need to wrestle people to the ground and inject them with tranquilizers and strap it up the bench or something like this, put a straight jacket on it, whatever they're gonna do. Today people are freaking out. So I remember I saw Louis through Weird Weekends, or was in the psych ward, like an asylum for the criminally insane, which sounds like some kind of Batman movie or something. This guy, it's like whatever is the point. And yeah, okay, I'm not really looking to get back in there, but you never know what might happen again. And remember, if I die in an institution that's a psych ward or prison, that means they took me out of there. I don't care what they tell you. You tell I had an accident, I unalived myself, or whatever they tell you. If I die in an institution, you kind of fact they took me out of there. Understand? Yeah. So the movie Shutter Island, speaking of movie codes, applies to gangstalking videos, and I count it as a instance of hidden plain view truth regarding gangstalking. This program has been in existence since at least, I'd say, the 70s. Gangstalking. So they have another cop in there. I say he's a skilled actor. And he's playing a guy. He's in an asylum. And there's a woman in the cave that tells him that it's like once they got you like marked as mental, anything you say becomes like part of that mental illness. They had Ben Kingsley, a psychologist, in their in that movie. He also played in The Dictator, which I should not call. Yeah. So I also noticed at Paradise, they had big guys that work in the psych ward, like big dudes. It's like really large, okay, like tall and big. Similar to other times, it's like cops or will be larger than the average guy a lot of times. Similar to that, which I noticed at Paradise, a lot of the psych ward people, the guys were like unusually large. I guess it's supposed to help them to control people or violent or something like this. So, yeah. Yeah, so I don't feel really like I was like the inmates, no, the staff, like the nurses staff. I don't feel like they were fuck with me for the gangstalking program. Now, if I get back in it might be different. But I didn't really feel like they were messing with me. And the doctor I talked to, okay, I didn't feel like I was messing with me either. So, now here's the thing. Even if these people are not agents, okay, if I get in there long term, I more or less expect that like, if they're not like an agent of the deep state, like the gangstalking program, if I'm a target to get committed there,
It's like when they're not at work, they probably can work to recruit them off duty to be like when they're at work, mess with these guys in the psych ward. Okay. This can be how it works. So I look at the whole institution as much as possible. It's not really something that I have as a life goal to. It's like what are your goals for the next year? Get in the psych ward again or something like this. That's my dream. I try to get locked up in the psych ward again. For a longer time this time. Something like this. That's not really what I'm looking to do. Now it could end up happening. It is dangerous freedom. I'm living free and wild. A part of the risk, part of the game of being a wild and free creature living that way, okay, in this world, is you risk getting put in a psych ward or ending up in prison or getting assassinated or something like this. This is part for the course. This can happen. Shit happens. So. You know what? It's been 1 hour 26 minutes, and I got kind of sidetracked by the whiff of perfume. I started doing decon procedures, okay, and we're gonna have to start a new stream, cooking from the beginning, quite possibly. And we'll see what we cook up. Possibly we'll have some rice. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna end this live stream and start a new one, and we'll get to cooking right away. Somebody said, "Oh, Mike, I think you're not speaking clear right now." Yeah, you try not sleeping or eating for 30 plus hours and go live on YouTube and spend 18 hours live streaming, sleep deprived and fasted, and see if you can match my performance. If you could even be on camera awake after like 30 hours of sleep deprivation, not eating for more than 20 for sure, and spend like 16, 18, 20 hours live streaming. Okay. These are politicians that faint after 4 hours of filibustering. Okay. So it's like, yeah, I'd like to see you go live on your channel and see if you can start live stream right now, and I go check tomorrow you'll be live for like 24 hours or something like this. Because that's the level of live stream that I do. Not a bad winner for a deal, so it's like silly to come up with something new. I'm not in jail. And it's such a retarded, stupid, like troll to try to go, oh, because they guys in prison all the time. Yeah, so I'm the type of prison where I have like a cell and I have my own kitchen in my cell with like huge butcher knives just randomly laying around. And they let me have that. And they also let me have my own clothes, not like a standard uniform. And I have like this dagger. So I don't have just the huge butcher knife in this prison cell. I also have a dagger in my pocket. So I end up like open carry, not even having to hide it, okay? And here I got my like drying rack and a lot of like glass objects that could be used as a weapon and stuff. So yeah, I'm in that type of prison, okay? And they also let me have my phone and live stream 24/7. Yeah, from inside the prison too. Okay, for sure. So that's such an intelligent commenter that you have. You watch my video, good guys in prison. Yeah, we need you on the decoding team. Okay, I need your help to
decipher Hollywood movies and decode these scripts, these cryptic. I need your help to discern things here, because you really seem to be like the elite of discernment in this world. So I'm gonna finish up this brand video, and I'm going live not long from now. Get to cook. I got to change the title.